So what's up everybody, it's me, True Star Screamer. And hopefully, hopefully my audio issues will finally be solved. I know it's been a little rough the last couple reviews, but new software, slightly different setup, new figure, and this is something very, very, very cool. This is Algar, the last Scion, and this is from Romankey and Cowl. So you've been seeing those names floating around a lot, especially for that Gun Girl figure, which I do have an order from 5K Toys. Do want to stress that. And this is like this dragon dude. There's not really much to show on here. Just know that this is, you know, this was something I got from 5K. I might be able to get him still on Gundamn It. But this is, I'm going to admit it right now. While it's still in the box, I did have to take out and look at it a little. I am going to have to hit this guy with a hairdryer. I know that for a fact. But this is easily a figure of the year contender. Okay, so enough of the preamble. Let's get this guy out of the box and let's talk about this toy. So with what we have here is something very cool and very special. This is the type of figure that honestly is kind of like the reason why us big kids keep collecting, per se. This is not a kid's toy by far. This is something I would not want to give a kid because it would be too fragile. Now this is also not 100% perfect, I'm going to say it right now, but it's very close. It does have a few issues that I do have some problems with that aren't make or break per se, but definitely help keep it from getting that whole 10 out of 10 thing. 10 out of 10 aspect. First of all, the paint is absolutely gorgeous. When it came out of the box, you could smell like the additional paint fumes, so you can tell this thing had some additional hand painting applied to it, and you can see with the scales how they shimmer, you know, down the chest, down the back. It's just, it is so well done. You got this wash going along the scales as well, and you can feel the texture all up and down. The tail here is on a bendy wire. You do want to be careful with it. You don't want to bend it too severe or it will break. I've seen some people saying that it's attached like a ball peg, but I think it's glue in there because I am not going to try to mess with it personally. I saw one reviewer, he actually snapped his out, had to glue it back in. I saw one guy pop it out, no problem. I'm just going to say, let sleeping dogs lie. I did change the head out. He came packaged with the open jaw, and we'll talk more about this. And this has such an expressive face. It's got these hand-painted pupils on here. The jaw, okay, so this is my first major problem with this figure. Now the jaw does open, but you gotta be gentle with it. It opens up pretty well, but it's very easy to knock the jaw off the hook, you know, off the face. It's minor friction. There's no like socket for the peg holes to go into too well, so it is very easy to knock those off. Keep that in mind. The neck is on a long barbell with like a little, this piece right here is just literally just slid over the barbell. So he's got a long neck peg, so it allows you can look down, look up to the side. Very, very expressive. Double jointed elbows, and I do like that there's painting inside the actual elbow, that's also the same with the knee. And this is where he really gets cool. It's the ab crunch. Look at that. Look how tight he can bend forward. And then of course he can bend back pretty well. So there's some multiple joints in here, and it is great. Waist joint, decent. And then the whole torso can bend too, can twist too. So we can get some very quick, good turnarounds. There is a thigh swivel. Not much of one, but it's there. The hip is interesting. There's a ball socket on here and almost like a little C-shaped piece of plastic that's got the texturing in there, which is kind of neat. He can kick forward pretty well, almost the near splits, and that's awesome. And of course, you saw the full double jointed knee. Ankle pivot's pretty decent. Not one of the best, and no articulation in the foot, but I'm good with that. So that is his movement in a nutshell. But honestly, like I said, the paint is absolutely where this guy is at. Oh, I almost forgot the coolest thing. He doesn't have much of a back butterfly, but he's got a forward butterfly. And this reminds me very much of a Savage Crucible figure, where the butterfly twists forward and that allows him to reach all the way across. So that is very neat. You can see here on the back here, push that. There's a little bit of paint rub, so you got to be careful with that. Keep that in mind. But I do like these butterfly joints of pulling the shoulders forward, which you can then get a good cross arm, which will be neat for one of the other accessories. Speaking of accessories, one of the reasons I don't do a lot of Mezco reviews on this channel anymore is they sometimes give me too many, and it gets frankly rather intimidating, not only to review, but just opening up one and figure how you want to put them on display. That is not the case with this guy, with Algar here. Mentioned before, we have an alternate head, and this, it's got that little hole in here because it is designed for this beautiful flame effect. Now, this is my other challenge with this figure. It's not quite calibrated. It'll go in, but it doesn't quite stick in there. So, like, I can't plug this in and let it go. It just does not actually plug in. I could probably find something to shim that peg with, which is a shame because that does look really good. This flame is absolutely beautiful with this color gradient right here. So I'm going to try to figure some way of taking advantage of this, but that is probably that's the biggest letdown I have to say of this figure. Next, we actually get, I'm showing one of each, but he gets two of these clawing, gesturing hands. So he has both a left and a right hand. And we also have a holding hand, because that is for this badass sword, which is also translucent. So if I hold it, I can actually shine light through it. This is a single cast, beautifully. The color gradient is also beautiful. I don't know if it's supposed to be like from obsidian, like from living lava. I don't know the whole story behind it because there's no real lore, but this looks awesome. Again, just put the hand in there. If you want to heat up the hand, it'll probably wrap around there a lot easier. But that is very cool. Also want to mention, we all get a bunch of, you get a set of extra joints. So 2 set of ankle joints and 2 set of hand joints. I think that's really nice. In case some people were too eager and did not hit the hair dryer on him. So that is a very nice thing. And finally, he has some soft goods. We've got these really nice weathered pieces, both a shoulder piece for the head and something to go around the waist, and these are all wired. So let me go ahead and get these on. This is the cash money shot right here. These soft goods absolutely make this figure. They're just enough. What's kind of neat is this is like wraps around like a sash, and because the wiring, you can just pull the cloth right through the ring, and it holds on quite secure. And the hole on the shirt, on the top part here, is just open enough to fit over the head, so you don't have to worry about taking the head off. Though I did knock the jaw off twice still, trying to get it on. So, okay, open up there, and yeah. That looks so good. That looks so good. But still, just because they did also give us a stand with Algar's name on it. So, just a nice, simple stand. Nothing to write home about, and it's perfect. I want to point out, though, that the sword is light enough that he can hold this with no problem. No drooping. I did heat up the hand here to fit the sword in because I didn't want to worry about any kind of paint chipping. But man, again, it's light enough. He can hold it one-handed, no problem. And I love this. I absolutely love this. So let's do some quick size comparisons. Here he is with an AWOC, Animal Warrior of the Kingdom figure. Works pretty well, though, again, these are a little too cartoonish for me. But still, they do work pretty well if you're doing the anthropomorphic thing. Here he is with Condor, enjoying his favorite comic book. And, again, he's a walking dragon. That still works. He's a beast creature. That's fine. With a Mythic Legion, and, again, we can get your sword and sorcery on. That looks pretty good. Though, I gotta say it, Algar's paint absolutely outclasses the regular skin on here. But I think with the right lighting, they'll look really good together. And finally, with a Savage Crucible, yes, these look absolutely perfect together. Absolutely perfect. It's just, this is like, I mean, Savage Crucibles are fantastic. Everything you get, you pay for. Go watch somebody else's review. I just have, this is the only one I have. But this is literally just taking the paint and everything for a Savage Crucible completely to the next level. But they look excellent together. I absolutely love I can get him to pull off this pose, by the way. Again, the ab crunch and everything is fantastic. So you got that going on, and I was gonna have him putting it, sitting down, but like I said, he's near perfect. He just has a few things that kind of get in the way of things. I mean, there's a lot of things I love about the figure. Again, the paint, dead on beautiful. Articulation, I love it. There's a little bit of gaps on the joints here, but the soft goods, they absolutely help compensate for that. And I love how the soft goods are wired. Whoops, that folded up there. But the fact that the soft goods are wired, you can get a little bit of flair, you can get a little bit of motion to it. That's absolutely awesome. The bendy wire tail is kind of hit or miss depending how you pose them. Makes it a little tricky for sitting down, makes it some kneeling poses are a little rough. Ooh, that's not good. Look at that. Look at that. You gotta be careful. Oh my gosh, yeah, I got the scale, it actually started to break a little on the scale here. Wow. I could probably get some glue in there, but that's not cool. That's a little disappointing right there. I'm not gonna lie. The other part for me, like I said, is the jaw that drops off way too easy. Again, when messing around, you can literally just tap that and it just pops right off. Because again, that's on friction. Still though, I do not regret buying this guy. He's going to look fantastic in my display case. Just, man. Like I was saying before, this was an absolute figure of the year contender. That tail issue is actually really taking that down for me because I haven't been messing with him a day and I'm starting to get that chipping. So I'll probably give this guy, I mean, it's a solid 9, easy 9 out of 10, but it's definitely on the lower end of the 9. Like if this was a score, this would be an A-, but that maybe B+ because of that tail. The jaw thing, I can get away with that. If I really want to have open, I have the alternate head with the flame open. The flame effect, yeah, that's the other thing that really bugs me because I want to be able to use it. I might be able to just put some, super glue around here, or maybe some shim it with some cellophane. But that would be really nice if I could take advantage of that. I do like the stand. And like I said, he's going to look good in the shelf. So I got mine from 5K Toys. Again, you might be able to find yours from other third-party sites. Hopefully, if they got them stateside, it won't be costing you too bad. But that's my thoughts on here. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think this is an absolute must-have? Do you think it's an easy pass? That's what the comment section's for. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. And as always, until next time, take care. Peace.